Hi Fibernatics, it's Tori, and today we're going to be talking about what you can do with Longwool fiber. What am I doing? Longwools. I'm doing Longwool. What do you do with the Longwool fiber? What do you do? Just kidding. Okay, so you have these gorgeous, beautiful locks, and they're just wonderful, and you find yourself looking at them and you say, what am I going to do with these? So here's some practical ideas for how you can use these beautiful fibers for some amazing fiber crafts. First of all, total disclaimer right now is that I have crazy mom hair today, and that is why I'm hiding behind a headband, so don't pay any attention to that. The first thing that you can do with locks is, as a spinner, you can go all the way down to something really traditional, just like this yarn. This is actually a Longwool fleece that was 10 inches long, and I made the mistake of drum carding it in my very, very early days as a fiber processor. Side note, do not put anything 10 inches, even like, don't put anything over like 4 or 5 inches on your drum carder ever, because it's just, trying to get it off is a process. You can go all the way down, you can comb these locks out, you can spin them as finely as you would like to. So you're not, just because you have curly fiber doesn't mean that you have to spin it into an art yarn. You definitely can make something like this out of it as well. So if you do want to get a little bit more creative and a little bit more artsy with your yarns, here's some different options that I'm going to show you. Now, first of all, this was a scrap box that I received from Namaste Farms. They're really awesome. If you have a chance to get one, I highly recommend it. She does a beautiful job. And this is one that I spun out of a scrap box. Now, you can see that there are several different types of locks in this yarn, and I just kind of blended them all together. The black and the greens are different fleeces. So you can see in there that there's a whole bunch of different textures that you can mix and match and have fun with it that way. Another thing you can do with locks is you can actually, it's kind of a mix between the two. You can actually tail spin them into a finer yarn and you will get something like this, which is one of my absolute favorite ways to use them. I just think these are so artsy and fun. I love them. So you can take those locks if you really want to showcase some really pretty colors or some really pretty lock structure. You can spin them right into a thinner yarn strand and get these really pretty dangly locks. Another thing I love to do with locks is to put a big bowl on my lap and just mix and match a whole bunch of different fiber types. Locks, bats, silks, anything you have on hand that's just a random assortment of fibers. Go ahead and put those, if they're in the same colorway or something that's a bunch of naturals, put them all in the same little bin on your lap and just spin them at random together. And you can see there's locks just kind of interspersed in this art yarn, but there's a ton of just all sorts of little odds and ends in here. I've got some lace. So you can really mix and match your locks with a bunch of other types of prepped fiber to get a really cool multi-textural look as well. This yarn is one of my favorites because I took some roving, and as I was spinning, I just, every once in a while, I would do a long strand of the locks that I had after I was spinning the roving. And when I plied that back on itself in a Navajo ply, you can see that you get this really awesome kind of trapped between the different plies style of yarn, which I absolutely love. So I've seen people wear these as necklaces, cowls, etc. But Tori, what if I don't want to spin them? What if I'm not a spinner? What if I'm a felter? Or if I just like dyeing them? If you love to dye fiber, get some Longwool fleece, because Longwools typically will take the dye much better than a lot of the fine and medium wools because they have so much luster and the crimp doesn't suck up all of that color, and it doesn't, they're not thick, so it doesn't take as much for the dye to get through the locks. And this is the first one I grabbed, which I realize isn't a great example of this, but I will put some pictures at the end of this video of some Longwools that I have dyed so you can see the absolute incredible color variation and depth that these different fleeces can achieve. So if you're a felter, you probably have seen some different ways to use Longwool locks. One of the ways that I like to use them is when I'm making felted art sculptures, I will use them as hair or manes on a horse, or if you go to Serafina Fiber Arts, check her out on YouTube, Sarah Ranzulli, because her little woodland critters, she uses locks like this all the time, and they're just stunning. So if you want to learn more about felting, you need to head over there. But you can see these are long hand-dyed Wensleydale locks, and they give a ton of beautiful texture, and they're just really, really fun to use in any kind of felting project. You can make flowers out of them. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure that you go ahead and go to feathertailfiberarts.com and sign up for our email list, because we spoil like crazy anybody who is on our email list. If you want to be involved in giveaways, coupons, discount codes, pre-sales before everybody else gets to see them, all that kind of jazz, you definitely want to get on our email list at feathertailfiberarts.com.